Hello everybody, Brett Richter here in Beausejour, Manitoba. We are here for the 63rd running of the Canadian Power Toboggan Championships. It's a great weekend to end the ice oval season on, and a great chance to talk with some of the drivers who have been challenging various venues across the country this year in the ice oval world. And I am more than happy to be spending a few minutes with Mr. Calvin Cook, driver of the number 75. I'm going to call it a snowmobile because we got to figure out what you're driving these days.
Yeah, it's there's a lot changed in the last couple of weeks, so we'll get into that.
Yeah, a lot's been going on. So you've had just a year of changes.
Yeah, it's well, we started the season on a new team with PDF. First couple races went well, I'd say, and I guess as a family we kind of decided we're going to go back on our own and kind of focus on a family team and build what we had before. With that being said, we sold our old Champ prior to that, and then from there I didn't really want to push out the money to buy a brand new wall, so I sourced out a Houle chassis and put a Ski-Doo power plant in there from trackside, and here we are.
So you've gone from a team environment with a Polaris, because PDF runs Polaris, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And then you sold your original Polaris Champ sled.
Correct.
Now you're running a brand new Ski-Doo Champ sled with Ski-Doo power.
Correct.
So how much of your Polaris knowledge transfers to the Ski-Doo?
It's all generally the same stuff. I mean, you're wrenching on the same clutches. The primary is the same as what we've always run, and then the secondary is the same thing that's on the F3, so that's kind of makes life easy there. Motor-wise, Greg's got them pretty set up right out of the box, so there's not really much you got to do there besides jetting, which is the same thing you do on a Polaris. After that, it's chassis stuff, and chassis are quite a bit different. They're two completely different chassis.
Right.
One's very flat and aggressive on entry, and one is very, I would say, a lot more tame throughout the whole corner, I'd say, but they're both very good chassis, and we just ended up with a Houle.
So how's the transition? I mean, the very first time you jumped on the Houle chassis on the Ski-Doo power plant, and you went into a corner, were you surprised at the difference? Were you expecting it?
I was very surprised. I mean, our first laps on it were, we got 2 practice laps in Manawa for practice on Saturday morning. That was our first laps on it, so it was a little shakedown there, but it all went well. They're very, very, very flat. Like, you can drive it hard into the corner and it doesn't high side. It's a very weird feeling, but
yeah,
it's a good feeling.
So does that mean that you have to change your driving style?
Yeah, it's not one extreme to the other, but it is a different driving style for sure.
Interesting. Braking points the same, that kind of stuff, or do you feel like you can drive in further because it's flatter?
I think you can drive it in further, yeah. And you don't have to use, like a lot of the wall sleds you see, they seem to just come into the corner backwards. Like they use a lot of brake.
Okay.
And the Houles, like we were testing yesterday, and I don't think I touched the brake at all.
Wow.
So it's a completely different chassis, and the way they drive is different, but it's all good stuff, I guess.
That's interesting. To go through that many changes in a year, it has to be difficult mentally to be on your A game, I would think, at every weekend. You know, because there's so many other things. Yeah. It's not just racing now. It's
right. It was exhausting. I mean, the last 3 weeks. Well, we were supposed to leave Wausau, go out east for the Eganville and Villecourt race. After Wausau, we kind of decided that we're going to stay home. Haven't made our decision yet on what we're going to do. I'd say mid to late week after Wausau, I probably dreamt this up at night and said, well, maybe we should switch to Ski-Doo and buy a Houle. And the next morning I was searching, and I had to call TJ Patrick, Gunnar Stern for a hood. Located a chassis out east. Had to call Greg from Trackside, make sure he could get a motor and pipes together for us in time. Bunch of stuff from Mike Hool. Gaties helped us out. So there's a lot of people that went into it, but we were able to get it done in 8 days. So and
That's
get it
incredible.
on the ice.
That's incredible. It also speaks to the fact that this ice oval racing stuff is really a community of people.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much your competitors will step in and help you out to keep you on the track.
For sure, yeah. It's some of those people I didn't think would help me out, and I'm very fortunate to have their support. It was, like I said, I wouldn't be out here without their support, so
Right.
that was a big help. And yeah, I don't know. We picked up the sled on a Saturday, drove home, got home Sunday night. I had it stripped down to the tunnel and bulkhead Sunday. Monday, I had it all pressure washed and figured out what I could use and what I needed new. Tuesday, we went to go pick up the motor and pipes and started putting stuff back together. And yeah, I think that next Monday it was fired up and in the trailer loaded.
Wow.
So
Wow. And that's in the middle of a hectic season, because it's been a busy season. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on this
yeah,
year.
and Dad was at work 90% of the time, so it was
You were doing it.
just me in the garage from sun up to sundown. And
Yeah.
But-
It's kind of peaceful though, right?
yeah, I will say the Hools are very simple to work on.
Okay.
They all just bolt up, and there's no kind of retrofitting anything. They're
Yeah.
very simple.
Yeah.
So that made life very easy.
You've got a passion for color when it comes to snowmobiles, hoods, and that type of stuff, which
Yeah.
really surprises me that you bring in a solid black helmet.
Well, yeah, it's a brand new helmet. I don't know. Last year I had a white helmet with a pink on it, and I got plenty of feedback on that, so
Positive.
very positive feedback. So we have a black helmet this year, and we'll run with that.
See what happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your sled is a base color of white. It's got some pink, some blue, that type of stuff on it.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty easily identifiable. So the reason we ask you to bring your helmet in is obviously when you're racing, the people that are going to be watching the live stream can't see your face.
Right, yep.
So we have to tell them that the color of the helmet is not the color of the sled they're looking for.
Right, correct. Yeah, this does not match the sled. So
What about the
Well,
race suit?
that don't match that either.
No?
No.
Okay, so we're looking for the odd black helmet.
Yep.
Okay.
Which there's plenty of them out there, I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that'll be Mr. Calvin Cook on the number 75 in the Pro Champ class, in case you're wondering.
yeah.
Your family has been instrumental in helping you get through a lot of this stuff, and I know that your sister's racing as well. Other than your family, who's it take to help you get to the track and stuff every week?
Stud Boy, FXR's been a big help. Trackside Performance, TJ Patrick, like you said, my parents, my whole family. We don't have many sponsors being the big change up, but
Yep.
it's yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, well, if you're out there and you're looking to get involved in ice oval racing, there's a good family here at the Cook family that could use some sponsorship help. So feel free to reach out. You can reach Calvin through his website and through some social media channels if that's of interest, and be more than happy to talk to you about that. So, what's the expectations for this weekend?
I'm not sure. I know the Skidoos do well here, so we'll try to come out with our A game, and we've finally got a good hole shot, which we've never had. So
Yeah.
I think if we can come off the line good and trust the sled through the corner, I think we should be at least mid-pack somewhere and see what we can do from there.
Is it fair to say for a while your confidence was kind of wavering a little bit when you were running, and now maybe it's turned around and it's coming back a little bit stronger?
I think so, yeah. I think that was part of the reason I left PDF is just running someone else's equipment. I don't, I guess, like having that, if I wreck it or it's on me, but in a roundabout way it isn't. I just don't, it's not guilt, I guess, but I didn't like that feeling.
Yep.
Not on the F3 last year, I think came off the sled 6 or 7 times, and that'll play with the guy's head, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now just starting with a fresh setup and building up from there, I think we should be in a lot better spot.
Yeah,
So,
because you're just running champ this weekend. You don't have an F3 with you and
Nope.
any of that type of stuff. So you're kind of going back to your roots a little bit and saying, hey, this is what I like to do, so let's go do it.
Yep. We're gonna focus on champ for a while. See what's in the works for next summer. If we get a skidoo, we'll probably throw an F3 together and see if we run it the whole season or just a couple
Yep.
races or see what happens. But the amount of people I have, I guess it's easy and simple to just focus on one sled, and you can be good at one rather than
Do one thing and do it well, right?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
All right, you ready for the FXR Fast 10?
sure.
Okay. Would you rather eat only fast food or only eat vegan?
Fast food,
Do you want the chicken or do you want the egg?
chicken,
Would you rather never use a smartphone or never use a computer again?
computer,
Would you rather wear wet socks for a full day or walk with a pebble in your shoe for a full day?
pebble,
Would you rather lose your speech or lose your hearing?
I like to talk, probably hearing.
Would you rather have lunch with Riley Baker, the flagman, or would you rather receive $20 cash?
I'd have lunch with Riley,
All right. You prefer to stay in or go out?
stay in.
Would you rather listen to Justin Bieber or death metal for the rest of your life?
Death metal, I guess.
Neither one's a good choice.
No,
Would you rather they lower the drinking age or lower the voting age?
voting.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup or Snickers?
Reese's.
God say, don't screw that up. Calvin Cook, driver of the number 75 champ here in Beausejour. Good luck, be safe. Hope to see you on the podium.
Thank you.